At a time when insecurity, hyperflooding, and climate change remain threats to the agricultural sector in Nigeria, the Institute for Agricultural Research IAR Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, in collaboration with the Dryland Crop Accelerated Varietal and Improved Seed Systems in Africa (AVISA) project, has introduced short and medium statured sorghum cultivars Samsog 52, Samsog 53, and Samsog 54 to support the country on its plans in food security policy. The newly released varieties were showcased during a field day demonstration held at Bagadawa village of Dawakintofa local government area of Kano State. The significant event was purposely organized to interact with farmers, scientists, and other stakeholders to share knowledge and experiences and to give farmers a chance to ask questions about the new varieties. In an interview with journalists, the director of the Institute of Agricultural Research IAR, Professor Ado Yusuf, ably represented by Assistant Director, Research, Professor Lucius J. Bamayi, explained, "This is quite a remarkable development for our country and also an advantage to farmers."
Yeah, I'm so delighted that our dream has been fulfilled, that 4 of our sorghum varieties are here on the field. As you can see, we have Samsung 52, 53, 54, and CSP. All of them are here. Now the objective is to have a diversity of these varieties around our farmers. The first 3 varieties are early maturing. In fact, Samsung 52 is very, very early. 8 to 9 weeks is ready for harvest. So it's here in the field, and you can plant an early crop, harvest it, and still plant your crop, this sorghum variety. Secondly, they are all very high yielding, 3.5 to 3.8 tons per hectare, far above the conventional varieties where you get just 1 or 1.5 or 2 tons per hectare. So this is quite a remarkable development.
However, it will be good to plant in Sudan and Sahelian region because the short rainy season within 2 months, it gets ready for harvest. Highlighting the significance of the seeds, the country director of the International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics, ICRISAT, Dr. Angarawai Ignatius, revealed.
Why we are here today? Because there is a program called Visa that has picked some of these varieties, which we have jointly released with IAR to showcase to farmers that there is a hope. Because of the climate change, people are looking for early maturing materials, which this provides. This one matures in 65 days. And for also crop livestock, we are also looking for high fodder and good grain, which this 54 is and 53 is meeting the needs. Therefore, the community base, which is close to the farmers, are the ones that are managing these plots to make sure that it's not only scientists that do seed production. There are other possibilities because they have been trained. So that's where you can see this is on farmers' field, not just on research field. You can cultivate this twice a year, which is to tell you that you have doubled the yield. We are also having one good advantage about this. You can harvest the grain and the stover for animal feeds. At the same time, we have a kind of nutrient called iron, and this is inherent in this. What good thing again that it will help Nigeria is that it will increase security visibility. It will not block, because in some places they don't allow them to grow tall crops. So this has open opportunity, not hindering any security visibility, so that if you grow this in the rural communities where these insurgents are, you can see them from far without hindering any security visibility. So it is climate smart, it is security smart, and it is nutritionally smart because it has all the nutrients, especially the iron and zinc that is requested or expected to be as a product for consumption, because many big men are buying iron and zinc in their supplements, but this is directly available in our staple crop as homegrown.
How do you think this initiative will be sustained?
Good. That's why we introduced the community-based seed system. Because if you give community to own something, that means they will hold to it. But if you hold it at the project level, when the project goes, it goes. More so, it is also sustainable because it is what is requested now to subsidize or to bring down the security challenges. If this is our farm everywhere, then there is nowhere to hide. Apart from that, we are trying to also improve its mechanization, like the way they are harvesting rice with combined harvester. This is what also can be adjusted. And if you bring combined harvester here now, in the next 10 minutes, it will scrape all the heads and leave your stock.
Briefing journalists on how the varieties were introduced, the lead agronomist, IAR, Professor J.A.Y. Shebayan, also explained that the new varieties have the potentials to be planted in both the rainy and dry seasons.
The idea is that stakeholders have come from different places. The farmers have come, scientists have come, extension agents from the ADPs, even as far as Borno State, here, people from Katsina, Bauchi and other places. They've come to see what we have here. And other processes have also come. And they have shown their preferences and their appreciation of varieties we brought. They are quite happy with the varieties, and they are required to, they are always asking for seed so that they can go to and see how they can cultivate this skill. So it's a mission well accomplished. Thank God for it. The idea was conceived as we had all discussed, bearing in mind the challenges we have. We want to have varieties that are high yielding, the seeds are pure, and they are early maturing, and very suitable for all different cropping systems. As sole crops, as replacing mixtures, as relay croppings, or as rotation crops. So all these varieties will feed into them, and particularly the 52 will come in very early to fill any hunger gap that is availing. So that's what prompted this work. We're able to meet all the challenges that we are having in terms of high yields and improving the food security of the country.
Dr. Muhammad Ahmad Yahaya, plant breeder and seed system specialist specializing in sorghum breeding, said next task for me after this demonstration is to see how the variety reached the last mile farmers across the country.
Currently, sorghum, if you look at it, is predominantly a self-pollinating species, which doesn't really get much attention by the seed companies. What we want is stewardship from the private seed companies, such that they can be able to pick it. We believe we are a publicly funded research institution. If the private seed companies can come, get the license for this material, we can assure them that the demand for seed is very high and they are going to make money from this. Well, the private seed companies are always interested in their the market turnover. So right now the challenge is to get them on board so that they can get the license of this material, develop it and market it. We can assure them that the market is there, and right now we are in discussion with them, so hopefully by end of this year we can overcome the challenge. The demand is very high, as high as beyond the country. We've gotten we've been reached out by consumers and growers from the Niger Republic, from Chad Republic, from Cameroon, not to even talk about growers not even in the local place that sorghum grows, which is the northwest and northeast. We are even getting calls from the north central, the south, the southwest and the southeast for these newly developed sorghum cultivars. So yes, the challenge is how can we meet that demand. So right now we are putting in place a mechanism where we bring in actors for off-season production so that we can be able to augment the rainy season production. We are very hopeful that these materials are going to be ready in the next season farming for 2025. Like I said, we are a publicly research institution, publicly funded research institution. We are funded by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. So yes, currently the government is already actively engaged by putting in a lot of resources to to ensure that this seed, high quality seed, has been produced. And also we have partners within the government entity like the National Agricultural Seed Council that ensure that they certify our seed and the quality is assured. Not just the Agricultural Seed Council, we also have the National Agricultural Extension Research, which is NAERLS. They are also actively involved with us, and a lot of other entities like the universities, the ADPs in the state government, and well, not just the public institution, but also a lot of associations like the SOFAN, the NASFAM. All these are commodity association of sorghum within the country, and we are actively engaged with them to ensure that we get quality seed of these improved varieties to our last mile farmers. Well, what I want to say is that we are trying to promote sorghum, but it's a mistake for us to say sorghum is starting now. Sorghum is our ancestral food. Our forefathers were eating sorghum. So what we are doing is going back to our roots. Right now in this gathering we took sorghum drink. Some of our donut that we ate, there's the composite part of it was from sorghum. So we are just going back to our roots. So sorghum is part and parcel of our diet, and if we promote this, we are doing nothing but making our ancestors to smile.
Farmers were excited about what they observed during the field day demonstration and commended IAR for the job done.
Gaskiya mun ji daɗi 100%. To ai ba ma mu nan garin mu ba, mutane na gefe ma suna alfahari da wannan abisu da suka kawo mana wannan iri. To da mutane da yawa suna tambayar mu wannan iri amma ba su to kaga ba na wani muka ce dole sai an bi wasu tsari sannan mutum zai mallaki wannan iri yana bukatar sa. To in dai tsari ne ake so a higar da su a shirye suke da asasa a ciki domin su samu wannan iri.
Alhamdulillah ni wannan abu ya burge ni sosai. Kuma mu dama a shirye muke da cewa duk irin da kuka kawo mana tare muke da mu karbe shi. Wannan ya burge ni. An gayyato ni wannan taro domin in ga wannan abu, domin in je in kai wa ƴan uwana, kuma ina da ba ƴan uwana mata, maza da mata. Dan saboda duk wanda ya bani iri ya ce ya bawa mutum 1000 ba iyaka. Alhamdulillah, saboda dan in zo in karu in ga abin da yake akwai, ina zuwa dama ina ganin irin wannan abubuwan, amma wannan abin ya burge ni. Wannan dawa te mu da wannan mata yi mu.
The event was attended by breeders, scientists, researchers from IAR, farmers within the Bagadawa community of Doakintofo local government area of Kano State, Jigawa State sorghum farmers, representatives of agricultural agencies and research institutes from Kano, Jigawa, Katsina, Bauchi and Maiduguri.
Today we are showcasing 4 of the improved sorghum cultivars developed by the Institute for Agricultural Research, Samaru, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, in collaboration with many local, national and international partners. The 3 most recent improved sorghum cultivars were developed and approved for cultivation in 2022. These materials were uniquely designed in response to demand to meet a specific market segment and targeted production area. Such product profile design has the end users, who are basically farmers and processors, in the driver's seat during the decision making, and this will go a long way in facilitating the adoption and utilization of these improved cultivars. Let's start with the first one, which is Samsok 52. Samsok 52 is an early maturing sorghum variety with an average height of less than 1 meter. Basically, this is a dwarf variety and is suitable for adaptation to Sahelian agroecology. One of the uniqueness of its height is that it makes it suitable for mechanization. The cultivar also has a yield potential of 4 tons per hectare. One good thing about this cultivar is its micronutrient profile. It has high iron content, which is 55 parts per million in every 1 gram, and is also tolerant to striga infestation. The next material is Samsok 53. Samsok 53 and Samsok 54 are both medium maturing sorghum varieties with an average height of 100 to 150 centimeters. Basically, these materials can be considered as short. They are also suitable for adaptation to Sudanian and Northern Guinea savanna. Samsok 53 is an improved cultivar that has high grain yield, above 4 tons per hectare. and the biomass is also impressive. You can get almost 12 tons per hectare. In addition, this Samsok 53 is also rich in micronutrient profile with very high iron nutrient content and is also tolerant to striga. In Samsok 53, the basic difference between it and Samsok 54, because they have a lot of similarities when it comes to their height, is the grain color. Samsok 53 has white grain color and it has tester, while Samsok 54 is basically yellow to milky grain in terms of its color and is tester free. Also, Samsok 54 has high yield, is tolerant to striga, and is suitable for cultivation in Sudan savanna. All these materials have been developed so that we can enhance the resilience of our farmers in response to climate change and also in response to the high cost of farming inputs, because under low input system, our farmers can be assured of getting very good yield from these three improved cultivars.